And we don't have a whole lot going on. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, and so set the alarm for 6, which is really late for us. We're usually leaving by 6. Well, guess what time I woke up? 4:30.
Yeah.
So that didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
But coming in, I did wait until about 7 to head up to Springfield today. But I was noticing coming in, I think there must be a lot of people not working today because there was like no traffic.
There is not much traffic out.
It was pretty much clear sailing all the way in, and that's not usually the norm.
Boy, it's not. And, of course, now I live fairly close to my office, but and I left the house late because I decided to, instead of going to the coffee shop this morning, I decided to just eat me a bowl of cereal at home and be a good little boy.
There you go.
And so normally when I leave the house that late, the traffic's just, unreal. But there was none. I mean, it's just like, wow,
I know. It's kind of gives you an odd feeling, though, doesn't it? You're going down the road, and it's like, where is everybody?
Yeah. Did I miss something? Did I sleep through something,
You never know. Well, I know people are always, this time of year is super busy for everyone. And me including, for some reason, I really struggled getting everything put together this year. I finally got it all done. Well, since I came in and there wasn't much going on, I actually stopped by and bought my last Christmas present this morning coming into town. So hopefully, I think I'm done now. I thought I was done yesterday, but then my husband reminded me, no, I wasn't. So I got that done this morning. But, seems like there's a lot going on. We have a lot of family stuff going on, and parties and friends, and just end of the year stuff in general. And sometimes it seems like we get all wrapped up in what we've got to do and different things. And one of the things I thought I'd like to do today is just take a moment and thank all of our clients and all of our listeners. On behalf of Spring Mountain Air, we really appreciate all of you that have done business with us this past year. It's always great to meet new clients and meet new people, and being on the radio has done that for us. We've had a lot of new clients come in this past year from hearing us on the radio, so we do appreciate that. And sometimes I think we just need to take a minute and just say thank you for what we have and all the blessings we have. And sometimes that can kind of get buried in all the hustle and bustle of trying to get everything done. But
it does.
I was just thinking about that on the way in this morning. I thought I just really want to pause and take a moment, and on behalf of Spring Mountain Air, we just want to say thank you to all of you who've chose to do business with us. So,
well, I want to say before we get any farther in the show, this is our first Christmas together.
It is,
and I feel we're kind of a team. We're kind of like Fred and Ginger, or Dale and Roy, or Jerry and Dean,
somebody.
Well, somebody.
Sonny and Cher.
But yeah, Sonny and Cher. There you go. But seriously, I want to take a moment and thank you and Paul, because you have become some of my best friends, and it's such a pleasure to be able to be with you and work with you every week. And
thank you, Mark.
Yins are fine folks, let me tell you. And you turn that around into the business world. I know you just treat your clients like you treat me.
Yes,
and that means a lot. And I know there's a lot of businesses out there that do that. And they need to take the time. We all need to take the time sometime to thank the people who put the money in the bank for us.
Absolutely.
And, it's just not all about the money. It's about the friendships and everything that you make along the way. But if you're a good, reputable business like you guys are, you have tons of friends, let me tell you.
Yes, we do, and and it's really apparent this time of the year. We have a lot of clients who have become friends, and we do think a lot of they've been our clients for a long time, and it was kind of fun this time of the year here in the last week or so when our tech's been out doing service, and even our install guys. Some of our clients have been very generous to them, which is great. It's we appreciate them.
Sure.
Thanking our installers and our service technicians, because without them, we wouldn't be much of a business.
That's right.
We really appreciate everything that everyone does for our entire company, and it's great. It's great for our installers and stuff when someone takes a minute and says, you guys are great, and gives them a plate of cookies, or brings them brings them a sandwich if they're working through the day and can't stop for lunch. And so we just really appreciate all those things that people do for us and for our company.
Absolutely. Every now and then we all, in whatever business it's in, whether it's you know, me in the real estate or the building business, or you guys in the heating and air, every now and then you'll get a customer that's just absolutely you can't deal with.
That's true. We call them the 3%ers.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, because you know you may have that 3% that's like that, but the other 97%
are wonderful.
Are wonderful.
They are.
Exactly.
They are.
And that's what makes it worthwhile. That's what makes it worth going in every day. It's what makes it coming in here for me every Friday. You know, I as I say, working, getting to work with you, but the people who are listeners, the people who see me out, you know, of course, I'm all the time out playing music, this, that, and the other, and I get people that comes up to me. I'll even be at a stoplight, and my truck's pretty noticeable.
Yes,
and,
it is.
And I'll
kind of like my
people,
car.
Yeah, you know, I'll have people roll down the window and say, "Hey, we listen to you. We listen to whether it's your bluegrass show or your home repair show." It means a lot.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because, you know, we're sitting in here and we can't see if people are listening to us or
That's
not.
right. That's right.
We hope they are. I think they are. But,
I think they are.
I think they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had some great guests this last year, too.
We have.
Some great guests. And I'm
Yes,
real
we have.
excited about some of the guests we have coming up in January. I think we're going to have a fun January. And so just looking forward to keep going. And like I've said before, this is my favorite hour of the week. I love coming here and talking to you and to our listeners who call in and to our guests that we have on the show. And to Dan. We love Dan. So
You got to love Dan, I tell you. Yeah.
Home repairs and solutions.
Well, for all you out there listening that would like to call in today, I'll give you out your give out the numbers here: 862-9977, 1-800-375-0056. So it's a free call for no matter where you are. If you just want to call in and say Merry Christmas or tell us what you normally do on Christmas, we'd love to hear it. So.
Absolutely. It's just Mark and I today.
Yeah.
So, you know, with everyone scheduling a lot of people off, we didn't schedule a guest on the show today, so our listeners can be our guests today.
That's right.
And that always works out really fun.
It does. It always does.
It does.
Yeah.
And I always enjoy when the listeners call in and make comments or ask us questions and stuff. So hopefully we have some out there listening and they're not out shopping.
You know, I got to
They
tell
might
on
be
myself
shopping.
here. I went last night, believe it or not, and finished up my Christmas shopping. And I first went to Kmart, and oh, bless their heart, I'll tell you what, the line was backed up so far, I turned around and I left Kmart and went across the road to the mall, and the mall was packed. But, you know, it was a neat feeling in there. I mean, it wasn't just everybody running over everybody and just elbow to elbow. It was neat. I seen people I knew. I seen one of our framers out there, you know, stopped and talked to him for a minute, and seen a motorcycle buddy, you know, different ones. And people seemed to be in real good Christmas cheer. The mall was just bustling. And so anyway, I got my Christmas shopping done last night, and it was kind of fun.
Well, good. I'm at least you're not going to be going tomorrow.
No.
I don't know.
Go tomorrow.
I don't. If I forgot someone, you'll get it next week because I'm not shopping after this morning either. But, you know, you're right. I did notice that. Last weekend, I went with my girlfriend to Silver Dollar City, and we went down there, and we got there, about 1:30 or so on, I think, when did we go? We went Saturday. Oh, my goodness. They must have had 30,000 people there.
Oh,
it was
yes.
absolutely jam-packed. But, you know, I noticed, even though it was that crowded and that many people there, you did not run into one rude person. And it does seem that way. Everyone, it seems to be in a great spirits this year. Getting out was another. Yeah, I thought, oh my gosh, we'll never get out of here. And I had to park in parking lot 6. I didn't know they had a parking lot 6. I'd never been in that parking lot before. But it was so crowded. My girlfriend, by the time she got there, because we met there, had to park it across 76.
Wow.
So getting out, we thought, oh boy, this is going to be a real chore. You know, people were super friendly, and it was like they were letting every other car, you know, you let one in front of you, and and people weren't honking the horn, and no one was getting, you know, rude. And it was really nice. We were thinking, you know, what a great place to live.
That's right.
I mean, the Ozarks to me has got to be one of the friendliest places to live.
Yes, it is. And, you know, something else about our area where we live, if you look at today's paper, there's some great news in there.
Yes, there is. And that's pretty exciting. I don't know how many people have looked at the paper this morning, but do you want to tell them what's in it?
Well, let's see. Springfield, Missouri is what, number 3?
Number 3.
In
Job growth.
job growth. Right.
in the nation.
In the nation. Yeah, absolutely.
In the nation.
Yeah, not just in our region, in the
nation.
nation. And that is really exciting. That's encouraging.
It is. It is.
You know, the trades that we're in, you know, we've seen a real decline in the last few years, you know.
Yes, we have.
And that is so encouraging for everybody, no matter what industry you're in, but especially in the building trades. Wow.
Absolutely.
I'm really glad to
Well, and I
see
just
that.
think that's kind of a contribute to the type of people that live in this part of the country. We're hardworking people.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
are.
And we seem to, whenever we have a crisis or something happen that's difficult to deal with, you know, everyone pitches in and it's still kind of a help your neighbor kind of community. Even though Springfield is, you know, a lot bigger than it used to be.
Sure.
It still kind of has that good town feeling to it.
Yeah.
So I think that it's, you know, people trying to help each other out and looking out for each other. And I'm hoping maybe, you know, some of the guests we've had on the show and that we promote local companies, you know, maybe more people are looking to spend their dollars locally, you know, which that's not going to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That'll
absolutely.
keep our local companies running and keeping people employed here. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting news.
It is.
I thought that was great. I heard that on the radio coming in.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard about that or haven't seen the paper, congratulations, Springfield. Good job.
Absolutely.
So that's always fun.
It is. You know,
Good news is always fun.
Good news is always fun, especially at Christmas time. We all like good news at Christmas.
Yes, we do. So that was good news.
Yep, it was. I got a question for you, Mary.
What's the question?
Think back to when you was a little girl at home. What's the first kind of Christmas tree you ever remember having? Was it real? Was it artificial? What?
Oh, we always had real trees. Yes, we always had real trees. So I don't really remember how we got them. I don't remember actually going and getting and helping my dad or someone come down. Maybe I was too little to do that or something. Or if I did, I don't remember going. But we always had real trees, and I remember my mom always putting the water in the bottom and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And some of the trees, you know, and then decorating it, sometimes they kind of stick you.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to put the decorations on it and stuff. But yeah, we always had real trees, and they always smelled good.
Oh, yes.
And all that kind of thing. So, do you have a real tree, or do you do artificial?
I do artificial. The very first tree, and it wouldn't surprise me if my mom still don't have this, but the first tree I remember her having was like a tinfoil tree. It was the metallic,
like the silver.
Yeah, the silver. But I remember this so well because all the branches came in these little paper sleeves, and you pull them out and you stick them in the hole in the pole.
Okay.
And you decorate it, but you had a color wheel.
Yeah.
That set out
Yes,
there, you know, and that color wheel went around, reflected off that tree, and it made it green and blue
red
and everything
and-
red and yellow. That is the first Christmas tree that I
Really?
remember. Yeah.
You know, a few years ago, they kind of brought those back, and I bought one. I used to, when we had our house in Nix, I had about 2 or 3 Christmas trees set up there because I had room for them. Now I have one, which is fine. But I did actually buy one of those and put it up for several years, and the grandkids thought, of course, they were a lot smaller than they thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know if they still have those around too much or not. Every once in a while, you'll see them at an antique store or something, you know. But I don't know if I've seen them in any retail stores here lately. But
Yeah. I've never really seen them.
don't you wonder who come up with that concept?
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting concept.
It
I don't
is.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we actually had one of those too. But my first one I remember was a real one.
Real one.
Yep. And I like this, you know, the smell of it.
Especially the cedar trees, you know. Yeah. In our area, we always had tons of cedar trees, you know, growing everywhere. So you could go cut you a cedar tree down pretty easy.
Oh, sure.
Pine trees was a little harder to come by. But, yeah, the good old cedars, and they put out a really good smell, made your house smell good. But, boy, I'll tell you what, when them dudes got dry, you had to really be careful.
Oh, my goodness, yes. I remember they would be dropping the needles, and it'd be
yeah,
stuck in the carpet.
Yeah, and you step on them on your bare
gosh.
feet. Ooh,
Yeah, and then you try and pick them up, and once you couldn't pick up, you try and vacuum up, and it seems like you would be working on that for about 6 months.
Yeah, that's right.
To get all those out of the carpet. So we have an artificial tree as well.
Yeah, that's what we do now.
We have had one artificial for quite a while, the last several years. So,
Yeah.
and they work fine.
Sure.
I like them just fine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Wonder what our listeners have.
I don't know, but call in and let us know, 862-9977. 1-800-375-0056. This is Home Repairs and Solutions, believe it or not.
It is.
And so we'll talk about any kind of home repairs that you need to talk about. But, hey, we're just having a good time today. You know, it's Christmas time, so this is just the Mark and Mary show today, and you just call and talk about Christmas, whatever you want to. Callers make the show.
That's right. So it's your topic today.
That's right.
And if you don't call in, then me and Mark will just keep
We just
talking.
got to sit here and keep talking. So,
and we can seem to do that pretty good too.
You know, I think that's one unique thing that we both have is the gift of gab, so to speak. We both like to talk and visit, and so that works out good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah. So we were kind of talking a little bit before the show. Are you going to be at work all day, or are you cutting out early? Or?
I am just whatever happens this afternoon happens. When I get done with the show here, I've got a few things to do on some of our new construction jobs. Just basically go by and just drop a couple things off, and I'm just kind of a relaxing afternoon. Do got to go to the grocery store after a while and get groceries to cook this weekend. But,
well, yeah, you got to have a little something to eat. Can't
yeah,
just
that's
open
true.
Presents.
You do. But other than that, why, it's just kind of a laid-back day.
Well, we gave all of our employees, except for one, is off today, and Angel's at the office, and she's going to hang out there until I get done with the show, and then we're going to go ahead and close up the office today. Nathan is doing a little bit of service today, but he's not necessarily at the office. He's out and about taking care of clients, you know, at their homes doing service. But I think we're going to go ahead and cut loose a little bit early today, and I need to get home this afternoon. I'm going to make a couple pies. Our son and his two girls are going to come down and spend the night with us tonight, and so I've got to get my pies baked because tomorrow we're actually doing Christmas with our kids and our grandkids.
Right.
So and then Sunday, well, my parents are coming tomorrow too. So then I got to get things ready for that, and we're going to do ham for. What are you doing for Christmas? What do you dinner?
Believe it or not, this year this is going to be totally different from what I've always done. I normally will smoke a turkey, or we'll do the ham. A lot of times we'll just go to honey baked ham and get theirs. But tomorrow we're having all of our kids in, and we're having like baked ziti or baked spaghetti, something like that. Something easy to fix. All the kids like that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Sunday for Christmas, I'm going to fry catfish. So,
wow.
Yeah, so we're going to have a catfish dinner Sunday.
Now, see, that sounds pretty good to me. Because I like... now, did you just recently catch these?
Oh, no. No, I will hopefully catch them this afternoon at the Hy-Vee Lake or the
there
Dillon's
you go.
Lake.
Well, you know, this morning when I was out walking my little Bichon Tucker down there at the lake, it was wasn't even light yet, and we're right across from the Cape Fair boat ramp and marina and everything.
Right.
And there was a little bit of fog, and it was still kind of dark, and I could hear a boat motor. Someone was getting ready
Somebody
to go
was
fishing
getting ready to go
about
fishing. That's
5:30 this morning.
That's right.
So,
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be a good morning for it. So, I guess any morning's a good morning to go fishing, though. So, we got Mike on the line here in Springfield. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, good morning, folks.
Morning.
Good morning.
I've got a maintenance question regarding home furnace. About a week ago, I replaced the filter, and what I was able to buy was somewhat short in terms of length. There was perhaps, about 2 inches of exposure on both ends, meaning air would flow through the vents because the filter wasn't long enough. Can you visualize what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so what I did, and this is the question, was took some duct tape, covered the vents where the filter on the top and bottom was short. Is that going to damage my filter or my furnace in terms of? Well, is it going to damage my furnace? It's not impeding airflow per se, and the reason why I applied duct tape is because I had to make up for the shortness in terms of length, filter length.
I don't think it's not gonna block enough airflow to really to damage your furnace, but you're not. The only thing that it might do is your return air is I take it your filter is in a return air situation and not in your furnace itself.
The filter is attached to the vent cover with
the filter
metal
metal
I don't know, clothes hanger looking things. You know what I mean?
The only thing, the problem with not having the right size filter in there and blocking part of that off is you need a certain amount of air to come through there. That's why those return airs, they're sized to your system so that everything will work properly. For the short term, it's probably going to be okay. I wouldn't suggest you leave it that way very long. If you're having issues with trying to find a filter size or something, you might want to give us a call and we can help you out with that. Some filters aren't standard size that you can just buy out at a big box store, but we have a place where we can order specific sizes for clients. So you probably want to get the right size filter in there as soon as you possibly can.
Okay, so my thinking was, the amount of tape I used was minimal, and surely that wouldn't drastically reduce air intake. You know what I mean?
No, it won't. You're correct. It will not drastically reduce air intake. That is correct.
Okay, but long term, I'm thinking, well, am I going to damage it? So I better call you folks and talk to you about it. So
yeah, okay, you don't want to make that a permanent situation for sure.
Gotcha. Alrighty, and thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, and thanks for calling today, Mike.
You know more about this than I do, but I'm sure the size of your return air is, it's that size for a reason.
That's correct.
To provide that amount of airflow.
Right.
Like you say, I don't think him reducing that no more than he has is probably going to hurt anything. But like you say, it's not a long-term fix. You want to.
Oh no.
When you get a chance, get the proper size filter.
Right. It's his return air is that size for a reason.
Right.
And
exactly.
He needs that. You need that much opening. There's a reason for that. So you don't want to start reducing that size. And of course, if he hadn't have taped that filter in there, then it would have just been sucked in there.
Yeah.
Which that's never a good thing either.
No.
But no, we do run in this quite often that people might have an odd size filter for whatever reason, and we're able to assist them with that. Yeah. If you go to just a big box store or something, they just have like a few basic sizes usually, and but that is a question that we get quite often. It's like, I can't find the right size filter anywhere. Well, what size you need, and then we'll go ahead and see about getting them ordered so they have the proper size.
Right.
So we can do that.
I used to have to get the old box of hog's hair out and cut my own.
Yeah. That works too. That's not the best filter in the world, but it will work in a pinch for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Dan Sigling, we have to take a break already.
Wow. So, okay.
That half hour went quickly.
It did.
Well, hang in there with us, guys. We'll be back here shortly.
This is the Wall Street Journal Report. I'm Jennifer Kishinka. Stocks are modestly higher in thin trading. The Dow Industrials up 43 at 12,212. The Nasdaq's edging up 2. The S&P 500 ahead 4. Shares of Rambus up nearly 15%. The semiconductor company says it has reached a 5-year patent license agreement with Broadcom covering some of the technology used in the wireless chipmaker's products. It's not always best to be first. Smart Money's Kelly Grant says there can be a lot of pitfalls if you're the first to buy an innovative product.
There are more gadgets that are making it to market that really should stay in almost the beta phase. That if you're not one of the first people out to have a gadget in a hot new category, chances are you're not going to succeed. And I mean, we've certainly seen that in tablets.
Other new products that have had issues include the Kindle Fire, iPhone 4S, and Chevy Volt. Crude oil up 26 cents at $99.78 a barrel. This is the Wall Street Journal Report.
So you want to lease this new space for your business. Looks like it's set up for about 50 employees, but right now you only have 19. I'm just curious, what are you going to do with the rest of the space?
Outgrow it. Small business owners survive on confidence. And because Constant Contact has helped so many small businesses grow, we share that confidence. Starting at just $15 a month, you'll get powerful email marketing tools, a personal coach to help you every step of the way, even a money-back guarantee. Start today at ConstantContact.com.
As a proud father of 5 daughters, I knew someday the wedding bells would be ringing my wallet dry. So in order to save some money, I decided that all of their special days would be on the same day.
I can't believe this.
Can't believe what? I've been engaged for 10 years waiting for you.
It's only because you took the first one to come along.
Take that back. Justin's a good man.
Girls, this is no time to bicker. It's go time, ladies.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Why shop at Walgreens for stocking stuffers? So you don't have to deal with this.
Wow, we sure are pressed up against each other.
Yeah, the mega store during the holidays.
Oh, since your hand is free, could you,
Answer your cell phone? Sure. Hello? It's your wife. She wants to know who I am.
Just go to Walgreens. Short lines and great stocking stuffers like Hershey's Kisses chocolates. And most stores are open until midnight, so you can pick up gift wrap, batteries, gift cards, and more. Shopping simplified. With Walgreens, there's a way.
Here's news on the Ozarks News Network. There were 2 house fires in Springfield this morning. A family of 8 is homeless after a blaze in their home in the 2600 block of East Catalina. The fire is believed to have started near a fireplace. No one was injured. Meanwhile, there was a fire at a home in the 1200 block of West Street. It was in an unoccupied bedroom. 6 people there got out all right. The cause is believed to be a space heater. 1 man has been shot and another arrested following an incident in the Mark Twain National Forest in Douglas County. 20-year-old Brian Wake is charged with shooting another man through the leg while the victim was hunting crows in the forest. Wake was picked up after deputies say he tried to run and hide his rifle. And Springfield is ranked among the top places in the country in job growth over the past 12 months. That's according to figures released by the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics. The city ranked number 3 in the nation behind Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Pueblo, Colorado. For the Ozarks News Network, I'm Arlen Summers.
I'm in a state of caffeination, got all my fingers shaking. Must have been my large Americano, mochaccino, macchiato. Now the family's gone to bed, and that's my favorite time to get some tips on better rates. Cause my State Farm guy answers late, and even when it's not my agent, someone's standing by so patient. Getting coverage questions answered helps me to relax. Get to a better state, State Farm.
Final round time. If 2's company and 3's a crowd, what's 207?
A bar mitzvah?
Correct. Opportunity never knocks twice. Why not?
It's got sore knuckles?
Correct.
Yes.
How fast does Netflix let you watch TV episodes and movies?
Instantly, through your game console or other devices.
Correct! Watch unlimited TV episodes and movies for only $8 a month from Netflix. See terms of use.
Yeah.
Sir, put your shirt back on.
But I'm excited.
You're scaring the children.
Why shop at Walgreens for gifts? So you don't have to deal with this.
I need a parking space. Wait, this woman's getting in her car. Yes! No! Why is she getting back out? She's not leaving? Why didn't she indicate that she wasn't leaving?
Just go to Walgreens. Great parking and great gifts like Nerf Vortex blasters and neck massagers. Most stores open till midnight, so stop in for wrap, gift cards, batteries, and more. Shopping simplified. With Walgreens, there's a way.
Today, clouds will give way to some sunshine with a high 39. Partly cloudy and cold tonight, low 22. Tomorrow will be partly sunny and mild. A beautiful day for your Christmas Eve with a high 48. Low tomorrow night, 27. Partly sunny for your Christmas Day. On Sunday, it will be mild with a high 51. Low Sunday night, 22. Mostly cloudy on Monday, high of 50. Mostly sunny on Tuesday, high again of 50. I'm AccuWeather's Jason Lord.
It's 32 degrees in Springfield right now.
Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
And you're listening to Home Repairs and Solutions with Mark and Mary, brought to you by Spring Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning, your local Amana dealer. Once again, Mary Pearson and Mark Withers on the second half of the show.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. You know, from that weather forecast, I think you might have a Harley day.
I'm hoping I do. I think so.
50-some degrees and sunny. That's warm enough.
That is, yeah. I can
that
handle
leather
that.
jacket on that you won and go for a ride, buddy.
Absolutely. You betcha. I can do it, that's for sure. I actually rode one day this past week. Can't remember what day it was. It may have been last Saturday, Sunday, whenever.
Uh-huh.
And it was about 50 outside, and I got out and I rode around town and it was great.
Wasn't bad, was it?
Wasn't bad at all, and you get out in that nice, cool, crisp air, And yeah.
Now, you might not want to take a long trip,
You know,
but,
I
cruising
thought about
around.
I thought about getting on the highway, and I thought, no, I'm not. I'm just going to ride around town here because, if you stop every now and then at a stoplight or something, why the heat off the motor kind of warm you up, but it wasn't bad at all, So I love it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, wow, I do kind of like to have a white Christmas though, and I kind of like to have just a little bit of snow on the ground and all that kind of thing. But if we're not going to get the snow, we might as well have the warm and the sunshine.
That's right.
So either one's going to be good.
Yep, you're absolutely right, Mary. I'll take either one. Something that we need to touch on real quick is we were listening to the news during the break, and there was a couple of house fires here in Springfield. One of them started by a space heater, they think.
Yes. That happens so much, and I just hate that. There's really, that can be prevented. And if someone out there is listening, or if you know someone that's struggling and needs a new furnace and think they can't afford it or don't have all the money, they need to give us a call at Spring Mountain Air. We're at 831-4036. We have our in-house financing program that we've been able to help a lot of folks out. We also have another financing program where we can schedule you out, for up to 48 months. And we're able to work with people on payment schedules and what they can afford. And you can have a new furnace. You can get the rebates. You can get everything that, comes with it. Get it financed and have a safe way to heat your home. It's just, I just cringe whenever I hear about a house fire.
Yeah. And, that's something that, of course, we went through back 3 or 4 months ago with our kids.
You did.
And it's devastating. Even though they got out, they're fine, but you lose everything. I mean,
Certainly.
From pictures to, everything, all those memories lost. And, in their case, there was nothing they could do to prevent it. It's just something that happened.
Sure.
But there's sometimes
it can be
prevented.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if anyone's out there, if you're listening and you're struggling with that and feel like that you just can't afford it or there's no help for you, that's not necessarily true.
Right.
We've been able to help a lot of folks and we've got different financing put together and we have even someone who'll do a second look. If you're turned down somewhere, that they'll look at that and it's here local.
Right.
You know how I like to do business locally.
Sure.
So don't be the victim of a unit heater fire.
Not.
So.
And we even have somebody we can give you their name and number out that works with OCAC that does the winterization programs that'll help seal your house up and stuff for you too to help.
Absolutely. So if you have any questions about any of that stuff, you can give us a call here on the show, or you can give me a call at the office at 831-4036, and we can get you set up with some folks that can help you out with if you have in a situation.
Sure can. We got a caller on the line.
We do. It looks like it's Gloria from Springfield. Good morning, Gloria.
Hi, Mark and Mary. How you doing?
Good. Merry Christmas.
I've been listening. I got my Christmas Eve dinner made. I made lasagna this year.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Another pasta person.
Yeah.
All I have to do, we always have ham and turkey, and the kid says, the youngest is 48. And they said, we're kind of turkeyed out and hammed out, so I raised every Christmas Eve when they were, children. I'd always have lasagna. But anyway, all I got to do, and I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do my garlic bread tonight. But I'll make the Italian salad tomorrow morning. But we start at 12 o'clock celebrating.
Okay.
And we just, have all the snacks and olives and all that stuff. And shrimp and all that. And then we eat the main meal, somewhere around 4, 5 o'clock, I guess.
So what kind of pie do you serve with lasagna for Christmas?
Well, I'm not serving a pie.
Oh, what are you doing?
I've got a lot of wonderful cakes.
Okay.
And stolons and that. I've got a lemon cake, and I don't know, I just have all kinds of good stuff.
Wow.
But
that does sound really good, Gloria.
Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest, my baked goods, I buy from the church. They have a bazaar in November, and they're all good cooks.
Well, there you go. That makes it easy.
Well, and I'm diabetic, so I can't eat any of it, but I give it all away. But I might spend $175 or $200 on baked goods and that, and I mean, it's all great. But, you brought back some memories talking about the different trees. And at one time when I was younger, when my husband and I, first part of our marriage, maybe first 3 years, we had one of those aluminum trees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
But I did a bad thing. I put electric lights on it.
Oh.
And I got shocked one time.
I'll bet.
And then I got the color wheel, but and then of course we had a cedar trees, but my brother and I cut down a cedar tree. It was so big. We lived in a 4-room farmhouse, and they were huge rooms. And we cut down a big cedar tree. It would have fit in the house, but we couldn't drag it home. But that's right. We had a lot of cedar trees. But I want to give. And if I ever need to have anything done, and I think I might have a small job in the spring, and I talked to you about my air filter. It's one of those that you just wash with a hose and it. But it's in that V-type above the furnace.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I can't change it.
Yes.
And you told me that you can change all that by just putting it in one of the air returns.
We can put in a easy filtering access for you. Yes, we do that quite a bit.
If I ever need to have anything like that done, I will call on you.
Okay.
And I want to give everybody a little tip. I learned this quite a few years ago. I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. If you got a shower and glass doors, if you got a rod, put the rod, like at the top, and hang a shower curtain, and the tracks and the glass doors will never get dirty. They'll stay beautiful.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
That saves you. Well, I did it for, 10, 13 years. And the tracks, they stay clean. You don't have to get in there with a toothbrush or clean them.
Wow.
I mean, they are always shiny. The glass, you never have to scrub it down because you got a shower curtain keeping all the scum and soap and everything else off there.
That's a good tip, Gloria.
It is.
So that's a little Christmas present.
There you go. Well, thank you very
Y'all
much.
have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Thank you, Gloria. That is a great idea.
I had never thought of that.
Okay, here's what I never did understand. Glass shower doors. I mean, we put them in all of our new houses that we build. I'm sorry, but I don't need to see out when I'm taking a shower. And sure, nobody needs to see in when I'm taking a shower. So I just never did quite figure out the clear glass
doors?
shower doors anyhow. Yeah.
I don't know, but that's a great idea. And one time we had doors, and we took them out to put a curtain up. I could have just left the doors there and put the curtain up and not went to all that trouble taking the doors down.
Sure.
I just never dawned on me to do that.
But that's a great idea, And if you like the looks of the glass doors, if you got a fancy shower or whatever, when you're not showering, the curtain stays open.
Well,
you can still see.
You can get clear shower curtains.
That's true. Hey, there's another good idea. Wow.
There you go.
We're on a roll now.
I'm telling you.
Gloria got us thinking
She
here.
did. That is a good idea.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So next time someone complains about cleaning their shower doors, I can say, put up a curtain. Leave your doors there and put your curtain up.
Put your curtain up. Yeah.
And it's all good.
Because you can get some nice decorative
Yes,
rods
you
and
can.
stuff nowadays.
Yes, you can. Yep.
And the ones that, you don't have to drill holes in the walls or anything like that. They stay up there. And,
Yep.
Yeah. Great idea.
There you go. See, we learned something new on this show every time we're on here, Mark.
We do. And, Mary, I'm not by no means making fun of anybody, especially myself. But it's kind of the simple things in life that sometimes we don't think about, the common sense things.
Absolutely.
And it takes somebody to bring that, to light for you. We're like, wow, I didn't think of that. And it's something so simple. Well, but that's the neat part about it. It's the neat part about the show.
And sometimes when I'm trying to figure something out, sometimes I think you can tend to overthink something.
We do.
We do that. We need to look at things like a child does. Kids have great imaginations and come up with all kinds of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And but I think once you get past 50, I don't know what happens, but I don't have that imagination that I used to. And so sometimes I have a little harder time getting things figured out.
Well, you haven't hit that yet. 50.
Thank you, Mark.
So. We better go to the next caller.
We better.
Anna here in Springfield. Go ahead, Anna.
Yes, I have a problem with my windows in the house.
Okay.
Sweating.
Okay.
Now, we recently moved into this house, and we're renting, so I can't actually purchase stuff since I'm not the owner. But I wondered what I could do. Now, most of the house has double-pane windows.
Right.
And every day, I mean, it's just all the time, they're sweating.
Okay.
I turn fans on them. I don't know quite what to do.
Okay. And I take it they're sweating on the inside of the house. You have water that runs off of them and onto your sill and everything. Okay. A couple things that always ask first is, do you have a lot of house plants?
I have 4.
Okay.
And they're not all in one area. There's 2 in the living room. And
do you,
2 of them are very...
Okay. Do you do a lot of cooking?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking that is because houseplants put a lot of moisture in there, cooking especially. You've moved into this house. The house may not be as well ventilated as some. That might be something that needs to be looked at, that you might tell your landlord about, to check. They may not have the proper amount of roof vents, just good ventilation in the house, because that moisture has to go somewhere. When you create all that moisture inside, even though those are double pane windows, the temperature changes, like having a glass of ice water sitting out in the summertime. It's going to sweat. And so you get, it's amazing the amount of moisture that you get, especially if you got a smaller space, and you do a lot of cooking and house plants and everything. That moisture goes somewhere if they don't have any way to get out of the house. Now, you're running fans and stuff, that definitely helps. You might even look at getting a small dehumidifier and put in there. That might help a bunch too. And I'm sure, Mary, you can probably add more to that.
We do that for folks that have those type of situations, and sometimes, like Mark said, that is a problem. You're just not getting the humidity out of your house, and so you might be able to just put in some sort of small dehumidifier and help dissipate some of that moisture.
Would now the house has a fireplace, which we actually have never used. Would that help if we had a fire in the fireplace quite a bit?
No, probably not. And the only thing that a fireplace, unless it has an insert or something in it, is not a good source to heat with. And so most of your air will go right out and up the chimney. Now that might take enough of that moisture out of the air, pull it out right through the fireplace there. That it might help, but fireplace is pretty. They look good, make the house smell good, but you
very
definitely
inefficient.
Very inefficient, exactly. So I probably wouldn't burn a whole lot. Now, Mary, if there would be a problem with her furnace not circulating the air properly, not the proper amount of return air vents and stuff, would that cause any moisture in the house? If her filters was clogged up and the air wasn't moving like it should,
that could be a possibility. It usually doesn't create that much moisture,
right?
Though. But that could be something you could check into also. Anna, I don't know if, since you've just moved in there and it's a rental house, I don't know if your filters are clean or not, or what's been going on with that part of it. But
and also make sure there's no plumbing leaks or anything underneath the house,
right?
Creating any excess moisture under there. Any source of moisture will cause it to collect in the house like that.
Yeah, and it didn't even start doing that, of course, until the weather got cool.
Right. Yeah. Well, and when in the summertime when you run the air conditioner, that works to pull the moisture out of the air.
It pulls the moisture out of the air, so, yeah.
And so you don't notice it till a lot of times in the winter, and the house shut up and you've got the heat on. So.
Right, and we had windows open a lot while it was still warm. You know, in order to save on the AC bill.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I do appreciate your information.
Well, appreciate you calling.
You guys have a Merry Christmas.
Well, you too, Anna. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's always been an issue. People, when I was worked for the lumber company and sold windows, it didn't matter if it was the top of the line Anderson window or what. We had folks constantly saying, these windows are defective because they sweat. Well, I'm sorry, but it's not the window causing that.
That's
it's
correct.
The moisture in your house. New houses are really bad for it
They're
because
terrible.
There is so much moisture in a new house. It takes a while for that to dry out.
It does, and in new construction, we get that call quite a bit, and they think it's something to do with their heating and air conditioning. It's not. There's so much moisture in the wood we get now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can take up to 2 years
to
dry out a brand new house that's new construction because of all the moisture in the wood and everything, and that's got to have time to dry out.
Yeah.
So
and if you have a basement and it's new
Yes.
concrete, oh gosh,
that adds to it.
That
Yeah,
adds to
absolutely.
it. Yeah, there's a lot of variables there that can, and a lot of moisture in a new house.
Yes, there is. I don't know if that always used to be that way, or if it's just more so now because we build them tighter so the moisture doesn't dissipate.
Well,
I don't know.
You know, I think we build the houses a lot tighter than definitely what we used to. I'm kind of old-fashioned. I think you can build a house too tight.
Oh, you can, certainly.
And, you know, where things don't work properly, whenever you have to crack a window to get the fireplace to have enough
to burn,
to burn, why, to me, your house is too tight.
Sure.
Now, I know it saves you money. It's energy saving. But, you know, to me, it's just like being cooped up in an airplane. You do that
Right.
so long, you're breathing that same air.
Yeah.
You know, I used to always get a sinus infection or something when I flew. And I think it's because I was just breathing that recirculated air for so long. And I think your house would be healthier if it had the proper ventilation.
It will, and in the houses they build now that are real tight like that, we have to put ERVs in there, and that's to help bring in more fresh air.
More fresh air.
Because otherwise, then you get that sick house syndrome.
Yeah.
And that's because you don't have enough fresh air coming in. They built them, you know, tight to be real energy efficient, but then you got to think to every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so when you do that, then you oftentimes create an issue where you're not getting enough fresh air.
Right.
So that's something that people need to be aware of too. So
Absolutely.
But yeah, we've had that call quite often.
Yep.
And a lot with new houses.
Yeah, it's really bad in new houses.
Yep.
862-9977, 1-800-375-0056. We have a couple, 3 or 4 minutes left. If you want to try to squeeze a call in, we still love to hear from you. And if you just want to tell us what you're going to do on Christmas, that'd be fine too. So.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be busy. Well, tonight and then Saturday and then Sunday we're going to go to my in-laws in Seymour. And my husband comes from a very large family, and there's usually lots of people show up for that, so that's always a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to be doing a lot of cooking this weekend, but then Monday we're actually, our office is going to be closed for the holiday, and so I'm going to rest on Monday. Maybe read a book, listen to Christmas music. It's hard to listen to Christmas music when you got a house full of people and the noise level is pretty high. And
that's true.
But so maybe that's what I'll do. Sounds like a good plan.
Go.
Then I'll be ready to go
like
Tuesday.
You will.
Tuesday I'll be rested and ready.
And yeah, absolutely, you will. That'll be great. What's your favorite Christmas song?
My favorite Christmas song is "Oh Holy Night."
It's a beautiful song.
Just love that song, and if it's done right, I don't know, it just makes you feel good. You got a favorite Christmas song? You're the music man.
Well, you know, of course, a lot of the type of music I listen to is a little more obscure than the mainstream stuff. But one of my favorites is still just the old Christmas song, the chestnuts roasting on an open fire. And you know, there's been 2 or 3 that sang that thing so well.
Yes.
And that's probably my favorite song right there.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And the old now there is a song that the Father of Bluegrass, Bill Monroe, made famous. "Christmas Time's A-Comin'."
Yes,
It's written by Tex Logan, and that's probably my second favorite.
That's
Christmas
a fun,
song.
cheerful song.
That is. That's a fun, cheerful one. So, yep.
We're about to run out of time. Looks like we got some callers on
Yeah,
the line.
let's try to get these calls in real quick. We got who's first there, Dan?
Lenora?
We got Lenora. Go ahead, Lenora.
Hi, I tried to call earlier, but I didn't get through.
Uh-oh.
So I was left on hold forever, and I had to hang up. Anyway, I have
This is the Wall Street Journal Report. I'm Jennifer Kushinka. Stock.
What happened there? Where are we at?
You told us to close our vents, and I'm new to this climate. So one of my questions is, if I close all the vents under the house, where does the furnace get its air return? Because I thought that you were supposed to leave your vents open so that you would have that air coming up through the little vent in the floor to supply your furnace.
Well, when you close your foundation vents, and the reason we suggest doing this during the winter just to keep cold air from coming in and freezing a water line or anything, it doesn't seal that crawl space up to the point you're not going to get fresh air. You'll still get fresh air.
Yes.
You just won't get the cold wind and stuff coming in and possibly freezing a water line or something.
Well, I was worried about having enough air for the furnace, so I opened up one.
Oh, no, you'll have enough air.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yep.
Your furnace will be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate the call, Lenora. And, boy, we're not going to be able to get to this next call because we're out of time, Mary. Can you believe that?
We are.
Wow.
Well, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
Well, you too.
And to all of our listeners, the same to you. Have a Merry Christmas.
We'll be back next Friday from 10 to 11 right here on AM 560 KWTO.
This is the Wall Street Journal Report. I'm Jennifer
AM 560
Stocks
KWTO,
are modestly higher
Springfield.
in thin trading. The Dow Industrials up 43 at 12,212.